What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man, Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Oh man, music stopped. My bad. Sorry. Okay, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Look, the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or Gina, its affiliates. All right. So, having said that, man, we're gonna have a great show tonight. We're gonna get some minds right today, all right? Because everybody who's working, who's in the workplace, even out there doing their thing, sometimes you get stressed. Sometimes your mind is just messed up. Okay, and you say the wrong things and you do the wrong things and you're sabotaging yourself. We're going to show you how to stop self-sabotaging. Okay, with our guest. All right, let's bring the crew on. Oh, still playing?
Oh, it's in my head. It's playing in my head. When something playing in my head, I get going.
You got a buckhead bounce with it, right?
That's right.
Get it going. All right. What's up, Mo? Did I do it right?
Hey, Momo.
What's up?
What's up? Mo over there rocking and rolling too.
I was talking to our guest earlier, man. It's like I'm worn out. I'm worn out, literally. Okay, doing what we do.
But isn't it cool when we have a woman that's beautiful and smart?
Somebody that know what they're talking about.
All right. Talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, bring your own then. That's everybody else here.
Well, I want to introduce it right. Okay, number one, we are celebrating because this is what we do here on the show. We celebrate. We make sure that you get your flowers while you can still appreciate them. All right, and that's what we want to do because everybody deserves that. Everyone deserves. I don't care what you do, you deserve that. Today, man, we are learning how to take control of our work lives. All right, this lady, she's let me read it off of here. She's the founder and principal business psychologist of CLM Executive Coaching, LLC, which is a management consulting firm that teaches managers and their respective teams how to bounce back from stress in the workplace so that they can excel in their roles.
Man, we need that. We
can get our mind right, y'all. All right. Let us welcome the lovely Dr. Chandra L. McPherson. Hey, girl.
Hey, Chandra. Looking beautiful as ever.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, Mo said, just bring her on. Okay. I said, no.
Come on in. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's see who she is.
Thank you for coming to the show. Okay. This is a celebration of you and what you do. And we want to make sure that we celebrate right. All right. Your journey is going to be a testament for a lot of people. It's going to be an example for a lot of people, and we want to know exactly how you started this journey. What made you even want to go into, for number one, having a Ph.D. behind your name? All right, well, you didn't have it at the time.
I just got a D, and that stands for Doris, my middle name.
I got a D, and mine stands for Doritos. Okay,
I got a D behind mine stands for Bishop. B.
Well,
got a D that stands for Bishop.
That's it.
All great initials. Well, first of all, just to tell you a little bit about myself, I started in sales. So my background is in sales. And at the time I was married and I was loving my job. Everything was great. And then the divorce started. Now, the part that was really tricky is that most people don't know how to live a life at work and separate it from their life at home. So when you're going through a stressful event, it can be a death in the family, it can be a divorce, it can be anything. And we just went through a global pandemic. So people passed away, people are losing family members left and right, or they knew someone. So there's a lot of stress in the workplace where people are trying to juggle a lot of things. So back to me, I was going through a divorce and I wasn't doing work really well. I mean, one way, and I'm just going to put it out there. I quit a job. I went to work one night, emptied my desk, and I just left. And that is no way.
Wow.
What the heck?
That is no way to quit a job. And
No, it ain't. You didn't burn the bridge. You set that bad boy on fire and tore it down.
I was like Angela Bassett. I had everything flaming up behind me. And when I thought about it later, I regretted it, of course. I'm an adult. I could have handled that better. What could I have done better? Right. The unfortunate thing about people is that they don't always go through that soundtrack kind of that I did, where I asked myself, how could I have done that better? How could I have quit the job? How could I have expressed my needs? Because when we're angry at work, that's what's going on. Everybody wants to quit, right? I want to go tell my boss a piece of my mind. I want to,
Chef, quit
yeah,
like John
and I'm
Chef.
ready to quit.
Music going in your head, boom, 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 boom.
Right, and then you get there and your boss says, well, do you have a box?
Do you need a trash bag or something?
They walk you out. So threatening to quit is not a good strategy for when you're trying to get your needs met at work. So one of the things that I do is I coach people on how to handle the stress, how to create a self-talk track that they can use over and over to actually examine what's really going on here.
So let me interject real quick. So you're teaching people how to react to that type of a situation. Don't glance over it. How should someone react when they're being pressured at work and they say that they feel like they want to quit, but they use that as a tool. I mean, they shouldn't use that as a tool, huh?
Well, no, you should never go and threaten to quit your job because you never know what mood your boss is in. And if they say, okay, let me get you a box and help you pack your desk and show you the door. At that point, and to be serious, companies don't know, are you going to start selling secrets from the company? Are you going to start doing exhibiting deviant behavior in the workplace, which will cause us to want to get rid of you sooner? So it's never a good strategy to do that. But I just had a client that was just really frustrated at work. And so instead of saying to everyone, here's the answer, for one, as an executive coach, I never tell people this is the general answer to do or the general way to do this. I always ask them to dig deep first. Well, what's really going on? What are you really upset about?
Right.
What's going on and how can you handle this situation? So I was just coaching a gentleman who wanted to go threaten quit at work. He had called a meeting and the meeting was like within 4 hours. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm coaching you today. So I said, what's going on? You are obviously trying to get a need met. Your need is not met. What is going on? So after we talked and discussed, and I told him to pick 3 things that you want to discuss, first of all, with your boss, the top 3 things, and pick one that you think, like, for sure is going to be a win. You can walk away with it. Right. So what I was trying to do was have him experience a win. And I told him to discuss that issue first. Have him to experience a win early on in the conversation so that the rest of the conversation can go well as well. So that he's not mad anymore. He's not as tense. So I try to talk people off of a cliff. I challenge their thinking. I tell them to come up with a better way. And then we actually practice the entire meeting. So let's talk about those 3 things. How would you ask for that need? Because really what's going on when people are frustrated at work, they're trying to get a need met, but they don't know that's what's going on. They're just pinpointing. My boss makes me mad when they say this. My boss makes me mad when they're managing me. And all of those things can be true, but we can't change the other person. We can't make them change their voice when they're speaking. You can only change you, what's going on with you, and how you respond to situations. And that's what I try to get my clients to focus on.
And that has to be a hard task. It really has to be a hard task because people are different. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different issue. But what I'm getting from this is that, de-escalate yourself and then speak, right?
Mm-hmm. And not to get too deeply into psychology, but I do try to use cognitive behavioral techniques. One of which is challenging your thoughts. Like, is this really true? Like, my boss is picking on me. Is that really true? Is there some consistency that we can find that your boss is talking to everyone that way? Is there some consistency we can find that your boss just generally acts this way?
But what if they really feel that though? What if they really honestly and genuinely feel that? Is that just something within themselves and it may not really be happening? Or do you think that's a valid feeling?
First of all, everyone's feelings are valid. Whatever they're experiencing, it is valid. And I let them know, I validate what you're feeling. That is true.
Okay.
But let me ask, and I'll go further and ask questions. Okay, so have you experienced this at other jobs? And if they're telling me yes, and they experienced it at this job, and then they quit, and then they couldn't stand their boss at this job, and then they quit, at some point they have to realize they are contributing to the problem.
Yeah.
It's not just a boss issue. You are contributing somehow to this problem. Doesn't mean it's all your fault, but what is it that you're contributing? Because that's the only thing you can really control.
So basically, you're helping them drill down their problem, right?
Yes. So we do things, root cause analysis. Like, the root cause analysis, what's really going on in the workplace. We'll do that in addition to what's going on with you.
Well, Chandra, do you agree with the saying that most people leave their job because of their boss and not because of the job?
The majority of people leave their jobs for a variety of reasons. Their boss being number one, but they'll leave because they don't like their peers, or their peers are not dedicated to quality performance. So they feel like that's hurting their reputation as well, or is mucking up, so to say, their quality of work. People will leave because of culture. So their boss is being mean, but if there's a culture that supports that, that'll cause them to leave. If there's a culture that supports people being called names during meetings. I know a guy that I coached, and I wasn't sure he should take this job. He didn't do his homework on the culture. I said, now wait a minute. You have to do your homework on the culture. Let's call someone or email someone on LinkedIn just to find out. He said, no, they're paying me all this money. I'm going.
Good money.
He lasted 7 weeks. They were home and cussing in the meetings and calling each other names. He was like, oh, no.
What, do you think there would ever be a time when you would tell someone to leave the job?
No, it's never my decision, because I don't want to be responsible for telling people to leave these 6- and 7-digit paying jobs. I mean, these high paying jobs. Yeah. I'll never tell them that. It has to be their decision.
Not to mention, you get paid.
So let's rephrase her question, okay?
Okay.
You're not telling them, but maybe you're saying, okay, maybe this isn't for you. Maybe this job isn't for you. Maybe you, in order to de-stress yourself, maybe this is not for you. I mean, do you do that?
I don't tell people that a job is not for them. That is not what they're paying me to do.
Gene, I'm trying to phrase it right for you, okay?
But I know you have to see times when the job is abusive. Like, it really truly is abusive, and this person is being beat. It's like a relationship.
Yes, jobs are like relationships, but people still have to figure out. I mean, let's take, for instance, you're with your children. I mean, how many times do we want to toss our kids out the window, right? We can't toss our babies out the window. We got to sit there and figure out.
I
know what he toss mine out the window.
How to be happy with what we have, with where we are right now. how
Dang, you
to
better
deal with
accept that ugly baby no matter what.
you gotta accept that every baby or that
Stop
arguing
it.
Just
teenager.
don't make them visual. Don't put
Right.
I know what I used to
I'm gonna
do
talk.
is actually I used to repeat everything that they said to me, and so and let them make that decision themselves. But you told me X and Y and Z, I let them. I repeat everything back to them that they, say, "Hey, Daddy, this is happening at work, and this is happening at work." And I just repeat everything back to them, and I say, "Well, what do you think?" And I leave it like that, and I'm walk off.
And that is a great listening technique that works very well in marriages, that works really well in any type of relationship, and even at work. One of the techniques I told the gentleman was to think of his favorite person that he loves. And of course, he brought up his daughter. And I said, I want you to take an ounce of love and respect that you have for your daughter, and I want you to use that in this meeting. See, people forget that bosses have their own set of problems. They're dealing with people screaming and yelling at them. If that is in the culture of the company, your boss is getting it too. Right. So they forget those things. I said, just have some compassion for your boss and just really see if you can get them to open up about what's going on without saying, I feel like you're picking on me. And he was able to find out a lot of details of what's going on, which is basically accelerating his need to leave the company. But that is never my decision and never my place to say.
Okay, so let me step back for a really quick second. Okay, so and I know you probably wouldn't say this to the person, but could that person just be the one that's complaining, lazy, and just trying to find a way to just suppress, not suppress, but to get over, so he's not doing the work, okay, that everybody else is doing. He's not staying up with everyone else. So in order to compensate for him not doing that, he's blaming. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. And by the time people get to me and they start paying me, they're not the ones that are lazy. They're the ones who are really trying to work and figure it out.
Yeah. If they take the initiative to go get someone to speak to, then I think they're in a more positive mind frame than someone who's just like, they just.
I think they're in a more self-aware mindset, and they're trying to figure out what is going on and how do I get control of my environment, because I know I can't live like this anymore. Those are usually people that I speak to.
Okay, this is interesting. We're talking with Dr. Chandra McPherson. She's the founder and principal business psychologist of CLM Executive Coaching LLC. What is CLM?
Chandra L. McPherson. Those are my initials. Yeah.
Right there in front of you.
Okay.
And tell them what Ph.D. is.
I'll tell you, my Ph.D. is in business psychology, which is a perfect marriage of business and psychology. So when we go into companies, I try to find how to handle the people compassionately. Back in the 90s, people were tearing down companies and just laying people off. That is not always the best method, because even with layoffs, people find out, okay, I've laid all these people off. I'm still not making money.
And you still got to deal with the remaining people.
Say that again.
And a lot of times that's not even a problem.
You still have to deal with the remaining employees.
You still have to deal with the remaining employees. The morale has gone down, and you're still not necessarily making more money.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Chandra, do you ever get clients, employers that have you come talk to their staff, their whole staff, because that is something that could really help a business?
I have been hired to give trainings to companies. I have consulted where I have worked to actually do something called a process facilitation, where there are two teams who are not getting along, but for the sake of this company, these teams need to get along. So I need to find out what's going on and figure out how to make them get along, come together, and figure out a process of communication. So yes, I've gone in and spoken to teams. I've done trainings. I've done leadership development. Yeah, I've done a lot of those things, and I love them too. But I think my favorite part is coaching and getting into companies and having them pay for the coach, because that's easier.
Well, you take this show on the road then, right?
I take the show on the road. So I'll do people who, and I charge, of course, a much more reasonable price for people who are paying out of pocket than if the company's paying. Now, when the companies are paying, they always require more of me, but yeah, but it's better for the client because they're getting the coaching that they need for career development, but the company's picking up the tab.
And I think it says a lot for a company, an employer. Me as an employee, I would look at the fact that they are taking that extra step as a company that cares.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Some companies hire coaches for different reasons. And I think, and I'm glad you brought that up, because most people feel like they're in trouble when their company hires a coach for them. And that's not always the case. Companies will hire coaches for people who are considered a high potential employee. So a high potential employee is someone that they are paying a great deal of money to, and they want to keep because the turnover will cost so much more. So losing that employee. So they want to keep them at all costs, and they'll hire a coach and say, hey, figure this out, get them to stay. So it's not always, companies don't always hire coaches for performance improvement.
Interesting.
All of this is interesting, okay? Because I've known people that have gone through something like this, and they could have used your help, but I didn't know anything about it. And I'm quite sure they didn't know anything about it. I know companies offer, and correct me if I'm wrong, they offer these services paid through the company. But do you find that a lot of people use that service?
I find a lot of employees are intimidated by the service because they always think that, it's another person that's going to report back to my boss everything I've said in these meetings, and that's not the case.
Nope.
I do sign confidentiality agreements, non-disclosures, all kinds of things to make sure that what happens in that office stays in that office. Now, I am not a therapist, so I don't talk about your past. I don't talk about what happened when you were a child and things like that. I talk about your present, making sure that I can help you stay happy in the company where you're currently employed. And then we set goals to move forward and focus on the present and the future.
Yeah.
Okay, Chandra, everybody on this panel, everybody out there, they're trying to do something that's great to them, all right? So that's the I've gone through to get to moment. What was your gone through to get through moment?
Yeah, I never finished that. So I actually was going through that divorce. And when my divorce was finalized, I was always asked to help. My mom is in the nonprofit industry. So I guess some people think nonprofit means free. So my services were free for years. I mean, people were girl, come
it
help.
Wasn't free. You developed a skill.
I developed a skill.
I know what you want to. You get no money.
Right.
But they making no money.
Well, how you like me now?
Right. Mom would call and say, hey, we need help with this. Yes, mom. What do you need? So I realized, hey, I really kind of like this. This is fun. Helping. It's like a puzzle. You're helping people figure out a business puzzle. And it's not necessarily tangible or concrete. So I just loved how there are these ideas, these brainstorming sessions. I said, how do I put these two together? And I realized that a Ph.D. in organizational psychology, which is really the umbrella that I'm under, is what I decided to do. And that's why I decided to do the Ph.D. So that divorce helped me realize whatever woman I wanted to become, it took too long. It just took too long. I can help people get there faster. People just need a guide. And that's what I do. I help women. I help men as well. I just find women a little bit easier, but I help men as well.
That's
So
interesting too.
That's her. Just so you guys know, everybody got to go through something to get somewhere.
That's right.
You never know what it's going to be. You never know it's going to slap you, like those guys that be slapping each other on those little YouTube things. You never know when you're going to get the hell slapped out of you, okay? And come to your senses and direct your paths a different way. And which is why we wanted to celebrate Chandra today, because she's making a difference. She's showing how to transform their anger, their stress, their doubt a different way, a way that's just going to be more positive and make a difference for them and probably make the whole room different. You know what I mean? And correct me if I'm wrong, Chandra.
No, that is a great way of articulating that, because even today, before I came on, I asked myself, how can I impact the people who are listening today? And the biggest message that I want to convey, you guys, is that if you've been through trauma, if you've been through something that you just feel like you can't handle, or if you just keep having the exact same problems, you're falling out with your bosses and they're picking on you. If you're feeling you're having these same problems, you probably can reach out to someone for help. Even if it isn't me, reach out to someone. Sometimes that is a therapist, but sometimes it's just a coach. Some people just need a way forward. If your company is paying a coach, do not ask that coach, how do I quit my job and start a business?
Why not?
Isn't fair. No,
I'm in the wrong business.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, I do help entrepreneurs get their businesses up and running, or people who are about to go into retirement. And then they say, I just want to start a business. That's different. But if your company is paying me to keep you at that company, I can't come in and tell you, hey, go start another job on the side. Just quit this company and leave them. No, I can never do that. But my specialty is trauma-related issues, or people who are finding that they're just not happy. They're just miserable. And I do have a book coming out. I just want to mention that quickly. In October, it's called The Bounce Method. Mm-hmm. And it's how, and I put it in my bio, is how to help women, 15 proven strategies to help women go from misery to happiness at work. You don't have to be miserable at work.
You don't have to be. I mean, you leave home happy and you're coming back that damn job.
You got to take your blood pressure pills. Got to take your sugar pills.
Be waiting outside.
Wait, you got a bottle? You hitting that bottle as soon as you hit the door?
Waiting outside.
This is a way. This link here is a way for people to contact you.
Okay.
Yes, that is specifically for if they're a listener here and they inquire about my coaching or anything like that. They will get a discount on services. So anyone who was kind enough to be here, be a part of this, I really appreciate you coaching. And the first coaching service is free. The first one is just an initial consultation to see if it's a good fit. I want to make sure it's a good fit, because
I like that. That's good.
I may be funny on here, but when I start making you do the work, you may be like, I don't know about this.
So when you say work, what do you mean?
So another difference between coaching and therapy is that the therapist will do the work for you. So the therapist, you can say, well, what's wrong with me? What's going on? I will never answer those questions. I will say, well, what do you think? I will make you dig. I will make you come up with an answer. I will help you come up with a solution, and then you'll have homework. So between our one coaching session to the next, you're working on those goals. If you're setting those goals, I'm going to hold you accountable. So we're not going to be sitting around and just talking about things that happened in the past. I'm going to get you quickly off of that and stop focusing on it and moving forward towards your goals.
Do you find out if that's part of the problem, where they're focusing on stuff in the past?
Focusing on the past gets you depression. Worrying about the future will get you anxiety. But learning to have a balance between being happy in the present and then while reaching your goals, that is how you can learn how to be happy. At least that's my goal, to make it to try.
So to get off that track, get off of the track and get on the happy track.
There you go.
You're going to get more. I'm sorry, Greg. I want to say this one point. You can only get more of what you focus on. If you're always focused on people picking on you, you're going to find more people are picking on you. Right. If you're just focused on my boss don't like me, you're going to get more of that. My last job was horrible. I fell in love with my boss, and I was determined to make it work for as long as I could. So you can figure out how to be happy at a job that is not ideal for you, or that's not a good fit, until you find something else or figure it out.
So what was that saying you just said? You can get more of what was that you said?
You will get more of whatever you focus on.
You will get
So
more of whatever. Somebody write that down because I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. You can get more of what you feel.
or what
Don't be focusing on women, Greg.
it's a different way to say it. It's a different way of saying it. You get more of what you focus on.
That's a good saying, though, because it's true.
I'm gonna put it on the shirt. Then I'll put dope living on it.
It's very true. If you focus on negative things, and then everything you see, you feel like it's because it's negative. It's because this is happening to me because,
And
So
it's
it's true.
only happening to me. And then I talk to them and say, is it really only happening to you? Is COVID really only happening to you? Or is, is it only you getting sick? Or, I try to challenge those thoughts. But once I get people into the habit of, hold on, switch it up. Let's focus on something that you have control over.
I can't stand people like that.
What?
I'm the only one. Am I the only one this happens to? Am I the only one that's getting sick? Am I the only one that smells that? I don't. Man, shut up. Shut up.
And they're energy drainers. They drain the energy of the people around them, and they don't even realize it. And because they're on this habit, the train track of negativity.
So how do you keep that from happening to you?
Well, that's the only person that you can keep it from happening to is yourself. And the way you do it is you just learn to focus on or become more aware of what you're feeling. So one of the things, my book, The Bounce Up Method, BOUNCE stands for something, and N is notice what you're noticing or notice what you're feeling. So if you're feeling crappy, you can just stop and say, wait a minute, let me just do a self-check. Why do I feel this way? What is going on or what has happened that's gotten me into this emotional rut? Now, how do I snap myself out of it? Because no one can do that better than you, because no one knows what you're feeling. And once you learn how to snap out of that, you'll notice things around you change too. They have
makes plenty of sense.
It makes a lot. It makes a lot of sense because we used to practice a turn-off method in management. You just kind of hit the brakes and hit pause and go to a spot, in a good spot in your mind is what we used to call it, a peace. And the peace was an acronym for something. I can't even remember what it was.
Man, we're celebrating Dr. Chandra L. McPherson. McPherson is not a regular Black name, but we'll take it. All right. We're celebrating.
Thank you.
I knew some McPhersons in school.
Did you?
Were they Irish?
You knew them too. They went to West Side.
Yeah, they did.
What was her name?
Something. I remember. I know.
It was an older. The sister was in the same class group as me, and then she had an older sister. I think she came out the year you did.
Okay, yeah, we ain't celebrating her. We're celebrating Dr. Chandra McPherson.
But I'm just saying, I'm taking up for Chandra so that she won't feel picked on.
I'm not picking on her. But he is showing us all how to take control of our work lives. All right, it's a very important subject matter. All right, and we're celebrating this lady because again, this is something that another thing that people just don't, Black people especially, we don't want to talk to no psychiatrists and this and that. Okay, but we should talk to someone who's experienced and professional to be able to talk us through these things.
But you know what? We all know someone who has gone from job to job to job, and it's always something wrong with somebody at the job or something wrong with the job. But maybe we have to look and see, well, what's going on with this person if they keep going from job to job. You just can't be unhappy everywhere you go.
Yeah, right. That's the problem. So, doctor, I can't call you doctor, right?
Yes, you can call me doctor.
All right. So I'm gonna give you this scenario, and you just tell me what the hell is wrong with it. All right.
Okay.
So I used to work at this company a long time ago. I forgot the name of the company, but I used to work there.
Okay.
Anyway,
I thought you forgot the name of the company.
I forgot the name of the company.
It was a long time ago.
There was this guy who worked there, right? And he was just grumpy all the time. So the boss actually fired him and then went on vacation, right? And the guy, he continued to come to work. He continued to come to work.
Scratching up our floors.
The boss had been gone on a 2-week vacation, and everybody knew he got fired, but they thought he was crazy. All right.
Okay.
I was his friend. Like, hey man, and I looked at him. I said, "Hey, dude." His name was Ralph. I said, "Hey, Ralph."
You were supposed to forget his name too, but
I'm
anyway.
sorry. He was an older guy, so he's probably not here anymore.
Okay.
I said, "Hey, Ralph, understand I'm your friend, dude." All right.
When you bring that AR-15 up in here,
they don't like you. They be talking about you all the time. But and then I asked him. I said, "Didn't you get fired?" And he was like, "What?" And I said nothing. I said, did you get fired? You know? And he was like, "Okay, can't fire me." So long story short, that type of person, would that type of person be somebody that's hard to get through to?
Hold on. First of all, I gotta ask, what happened when the boss came back?
Security,
I'm curious to know too.
Security and everybody was at his desk that day when the boss got back.
And that's why he threatened to quit, because the security can show up or anything like that. That person,
he didn't quit. He wasn't taking it. I'm fired.
They were afraid as well. Security's like, "Well, I ain't gonna escort him out." You know, he wasn't getting paid. He just kept coming to work.
He has something else going on.
Probably needs a therapist. And there have been times during coaching where I have recommended people see therapy for other issues that are outside the purview of my skill set, so to say. I am not a licensed clinician. I am an organizational psychologist. So I try to see the business and the people and how to keep both of them healthy. But when it comes to some issues, like if someone is getting physically harassed at work, or there's been, that is police, it sounds like, and a therapist that needs to get involved. Yeah, so that person has no self-awareness. He refused to leave when asked, and I probably would not be a good fit for that individual.
Okay. So what was your probably your, I don't want to say worst, but your most difficult experience doing what you do?
I think the most difficult experience I've had with a person is people who lack self-awareness. The only way a coaching session can work is if people are open to become more aware about themselves. So if you have been blaming everyone else and you have not been taking responsibility for yourself, when you come to me, I'm going to help you or guide you to take responsibility. Because like I said, even though my last job wasn't a good fit, I took responsibility for choosing the company when I had to leave. I took responsibility for it all. So I was able to find enjoyment to some extent. But I was aware that this is what makes me happy. I can't focus on these things I can't control. So when a person comes to me for coaching, I try to get them to that. And I have had people where we would go on and on and on. And after a while, I would say, nothing is changing. If nothing is changing, it is time for you to get help for this. And it usually takes about maybe somewhere around months 5 or 6. And I'm like, okay, nothing is changing. They signed up for a 3-month or they signed up for a 6-month session. And somewhere around month 5 or 6, I'm like, if this doesn't change, you have to get additional help. Like, you're not aware of how you're contributing and you're not willing to do the work.
Is there a time limit? Did you set a time limit for the progression of it, or do you just go with the flow?
I go with the flow and I don't set a time limit. Like most companies hire me internally for a year. I require a minimum of a 6-month to a 1-year contract. So that's the only time a time limit would come up. I'll give you the option to choose. You want 90 days, 6 months, whatever. But for difficult personalities, so most of the time I've had breakthroughs. It's been like 2 clients where I've just said, what you need, I can't give you.
Mm.
Say, you need some help, boy.
And I don't say you need help. I just say what you need, I can't give you. You require additional services.
She did. That's what you just said.
Are you willing to be open to recommendations? Because I work with clinicians all the time. So I have therapists that will come in and I'll, pay them. And what they talk about is I'm not privy to that. I mean, I don't have access to that information.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if someone does need a psychologist or psychiatrist, then you have connections to get them connected.
Yes, I would prefer that they go through their insurance, but if they don't have it, or if they prefer not to go through their insurance, there are still people that they can work through through my connections.
So you're good, because you got that patience. Man, I'd be like, hey man, you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You
just can't say that.
That's why you're not in that field.
I can't do it. I can only look. That's why I stay in my lane.
That's why he's not in that field.
It requires a lot of patience. I've been told that I have a very passive personality before, but really it's just a learned skill. Listening and being patient and letting things go. I have no control over this. I will only focus on what I can control to get this person help into the next level.
Yeah, and the way that you're talking, and I'm quite sure Dina knows you've probably done a fantastic job. So what's the most rewarding part of your job?
Seeing people hit their goals. Oh my gosh, seeing people like not feeling threatened at work anymore, and then they start getting promotions, and then they start getting accolades at work, and then they're like, oh my God, I can actually do this. Like most of those people who I thought were problems, they moved to other departments, or I'm moving on, or I've moved to a different department, or I moved to another location because of a promotion. That stuff is so rewarding. I pat myself back all the time for things like that.
As you should. As you should.
Right.
I mean, I'm not getting the promotion, but kind of sort of is my promotion, because I'm like, yes.
I did that.
I did
that. That's a good thing when we help others.
Helping other people. I have one woman, and I normally don't coach on life issues, but I had one woman who could not get a second date for 17 years. For 17 years, she was living in a part of the country where men are scarce, and she just couldn't figure it out. And she had there are no good men in this town. There are no this. Men are all trash. All the good ones are taken. And I said, and I talked to her. What are you going to say?
I probably was one of her dates.
I would say, everybody that was the guys were player. That 20-1. So she was probably right.
Well, unfortunately, African American men are outnumbered by American women by a very high number, something like that, 20-1. It's something ridiculous. Yeah. We
choose.
But I told her to stop focusing on it. And within 90 days, she's found a guy 8 blocks from her house that she's been dating now for over 2 years. And they are now living together and moving on. And I pat myself. I'd be like, it's 2 years now.
You walk right past him every day.
8 blocks.
Gina, Chandra spoke of not being a life coach per se. Tell about the one we get.
Yes,
I saw him.
Definitely have a life coach. So we're going to take a few minutes to refocus, regroup, and redo this.
One more time. Let's try it. One more again.
Redirect this first. Now go from there.
Redirect, refocus, and regroup.
No. Redirect, regroup, refocus. Let's go.
There you go. If you know it, why you make me do that?
With another 1 minute thought. And I just want to tell y'all again, look here. When y'all go ahead and y'all start looking at things, when y'all celebrate people, always do it in positivity, y'all. I understand, man. Once again, there's always so much negativity out here in this world. But I'm telling you, at times that are now in 2023, we need to start looking at things at a more positive angle. Right now, I'm out here celebrating my wife. That's why I can't be on tonight. You know, it's her birthday, so we're going to celebrate her, but we doing it all in positivity. We out here at Papados, and we chilling out, and we eating. So that's the deal, yo. So go ahead, and when you have anybody who is in your life that you love or you say you care about, or just people in general, because it always can extend outside of your circle. Always show love and extend some grace to people. So all right, y'all. It's your boy Life Coach Jeff with a 1-minute thought. Remember, redirect, regroup, refocus. I love y'all. Peace out.
Don't kill me, Coach, because I said redo.
He said, "Speak something."
Happy birthday, Megan.
Happy birthday, Megan.
Yes, we celebrate you on a different level than what we're celebrating with Miss Chandra McPherson. You know, we love you, Megan, your family. Chandra, first of all, thank you for hanging out with us.
No problem. I was going to say I was very encouraged to come on because of Jeff. I'm glad that you guys have a life coach. There are coaches that are needed. We can only hold in a capacity, maybe 25 people at a time. We just can't hold a lot of people at one time. So coaches like Jeff are needed just as much as coaches like me. So I love that you guys have a life coach on there.
Yeah, we want to we keep the show balanced with, you know, different entrepreneurial skills. All right. And again, I can only be who I am. And I tell everybody this, and I haven't said this in a while. I can't life coach. If you listen to me, you're going to die. All right. Just saying.
You don't want no advice from him.
You don't want no advice from me. Don't ask me how to fix a car. Don't ask me how to hold a marriage, hold a relationship down. You're asking me, it ain't gonna work. Okay. I'm just saying it right now.
Life coach Greg, what can I do about my car, man?
I am a strife coach. If you want strife in your life,
not a strife coach.
I'm a strife coach. Come
see
oh my goodness.
What can I do about dinner tonight, Life Coach Greg? What can I do?
Strife coach, get it right. Come see me. I'm gonna do a commercial.
And he don't even. All he got is a D. He don't even need a Ph.D. He just got a D.
Actually got a G, and my D stands for Doritos. Doritos. Definitely. Hey man, I want to give a real quick shout out. Tisa L says hello, everyone. Hello, Tisa.
Hey, Tisa.
That's my sister, everyone. Hi, Tisa.
Is she single?
No.
Strife coach.
Remember that? See, there go his strife.
You mean to tell me I gotta coach you outside of this, Mr. Strife Coach?
Yes, you do.
I do not want coaching. I want strife. Hey man, I want to shout out my guys, board members, ENT, man. You know, if you want to get to a nice group of guys who, number one, they have great music. And number two, they're just great people, man. Board members entertainment, all right? I was supposed to shout them out the other day. I didn't get a chance to, but I'm wearing the shirt long and proud. Okay, now I'm about to throw it away now because I wore it 2 days in a row. And you know, if it don't match your pants,
yeah, you probably do need to.
If it, I didn't, not 2 days in a row, but you know, 2 consecutive days.
That 2 days in a row.
Is something wrong with your nose?
It's strife.
No comment.
Anyway, again, we you know, we joke, man, but honestly and truly, okay, you are such a great person, man. You giving information, you're giving a focus to trying to make yourselves right so that you can be better. All right, going through something to get to something, and that's what Chandra does. She helps you get through. So you can be better. She said it herself. She wants you to get those promotions. She wants you to excel in your jobs. You know, but the advice you gave us tonight is not just relegated to jobs. I mean, you gave us life coaching.
Yes, that can apply to your personal life,
your relationships with your children, with your parents, and with people just you generally love. Yeah, friends. All of that. Friends you haven't spoken to in a while.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I had to help those people too. Bring back old.
Right when you got out of school, it's like, hey, let me talk to you for a minute.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
That picture. Who was that beautiful
Don't,
woman that popped up
don't
there?
bring your strife on to us.
Bella Bonita.
Oh, he need
That's a
counseling.
sweet thing.
Chandra, he
It's a
need
sweet thing.
counseling.
Andra,
It's a sweet thing.
I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to counsel me. So long time ago, I was in junior high school. Girl, her name Danita Bohannon. That's her now. Okay. Anyway, my father had this tape recorder, right? And I had this tape. She loved Chaka Khan and Rufus, right? So I had made a tape for her, Chaka Khan and Rufus, and I brought it, and we went on a field trip. Put the tape in there. I took my father's tape recorder, okay, and so little did I know that she was getting ready to transfer the next day. Okay, she didn't tell me all that. She's the most beautiful girl in school at that time, and I had her, but she didn't tell me she was, breaking out. Anyway, she took my tape, and I ain't seen her since. This is junior high. Don't laugh. I haven't seen her since. I
Do you want your tape back? Or
I want my daddy's recorder and the tape back.
I would love you anyway.
He went and found her picture.
You wouldn't. She's beautiful. I'm
Yeah.
sure there are other things you guys can talk about.
He probably got the tape stuff in a weave. It's probably in the back of a weave. I don't know.
You know what? I can't help you.
You can't help.
I told you couldn't help him.
She has found one that she cannot help. She's going to tell me, "Look, sir, you can go."
I have found. You're the second person I found. I cannot help.
He said one to two.
You heard it on live.
I don't know how he gonna get over it.
Before we get out of here,
one of these days.
Wait a minute, there's a comment. This might be her. Hold on.
That's not.
Thank you, Tisha.
Can't get you, man.
Well, there's another way also that they can reach you, right? Your email, through email?
Yes, you can go directly to my website, which is my first name and last name.com. ChandraMcPherson.com or Chandra@ChandraMcPherson.com is my email. Yes.
Okay, before we get out of here, though, we always, as we do every day, we go around the room and give some positive thoughts, all right? And of course, before we blow these candles out, we got to let you start it off.
Yeah.
Chandra?
What do I start off? I blow a candle?
No.
Give the audience something to walk away with.
I said it wrong, didn't I?
Give us a summary.
That's okay.
Positive vibes.
Yeah, what I want you to do is always remember that what you're going through, if it's making you feel bad, you don't have to live that light. Always remember there is a brighter light and a different way to live. And if you can't get in touch with me or you feel like you can't afford me right now, find someone else to speak to. You don't have to live in the misery that you find yourself in. And I just hope that you do get the promotions you deserve, the love you deserve, and the self-care that you deserve as well. And thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
So genuine, y'all. I love that. She's so genuine. Mo, what's up?
And I just remember what she was saying earlier about us not having enough life coaches. We were fortunate to have Jeff, and now we're fortunate to have you come on and give us some life coach. So I mean, we definitely need as many we can get in our community anyway.
Yes.
You have the personality, Chandra. Like, I would want to sit down and talk to you for hours. So it takes a certain person to be able to connect with people and help them through those difficult times, whether it's, having a difficult time at work or whether it's having a difficult time in a relationship or a friendship. No matter what, you need that person that you can sit down and talk to and that they listen, and you listen. You listen to people and you can hear people. It's a big difference. And so you're definitely in the right field. You're doing something that's helping a lot of people, bringing flowers to the world. Man, I love it when I see that. And just, y'all, get your own job, get your own company, and you won't have to deal with that mess.
Exactly.
Doing your own job is not for everybody.
But you know what, though? Even though it's not for everybody, I mean, that's something that's attainable. Getting your own is attainable. And everyone needs, again, as Gina said, and as Chandra has just shown us, you need somebody to talk to, all right? You need somebody to vent to, because as you hold it in, it gets worse and worse and worse. All right. You start thinking about stuff in the past. You start thinking about stuff that happened yesterday, and you bring it on to today. All right. People like Chandra can help you get through that. All right. Chandra, we appreciate you. I mean, honestly, we appreciate you hanging out with us and giving us some light as far as this, which is a very important subject. We invite you back, you know, especially when the book comes out. Come back through, hang out with us. You can come back. You can come back before that, okay? But I'm just saying, when that book comes out, come back through so that we can talk about the book.
Yes, I can't wait. I love talking to authors.
Okay,
I love their
love
books.
that. Thank you.
Hang out in Vegas too. Go ahead, Gina.
Yes, and I want to remind everyone that this is the last week of the
She said that last week, y'all. Keep going.
Distinguished Authors Guild raffle. We have 4 tickets left, so let's get rid of these 4 tickets. So we are raising money for scholarships for freshmen college students who are in the creative writing field, journalism, anything that has to do with writing. We are giving them scholarships. So this is our way to support them and help them get through college. So all you need to do is purchase a number from 1 through 20. $25 is all you need. Go to Cash App, $, capital DAG, lowercase XX20. Pick a number from 1 through 20. Pay your $25, and then you have an opportunity to enter the raffle. And in that raffle, we have a personal battery operated blender. You can take this blender anywhere you want, make your smoothies. You know, we've all gotten healthy since COVID because we're still trying to get off this COVID weight. No matter how long it's been, we're still trying to get off that COVID weight. So this machine is a very good machine to take with you, and it comes with the cooler. So you get to take your fruit or vegetables and put it in the cooler and keep it cool. And this is a value of $67.97. You can win both of these for $25. And then we have this lovely adult sleeping tent, blackout tent. Everybody wants this. See, that's why you need counseling. But this is $140 value. So you have an opportunity to win this sleeping tent. It has the blackouts. You can close it, get all the privacy you want. You can use it indoors and outdoors. A lot of people can use this for camping. You can use it when the grandchildren come over, right, Mo?
That's right.
You can use it for your fantasies.
Only you. And then we have this table nightstand with a charging station. It's compact. You could put it in your room next to your bed. It can go in a office. It can go in a living room. It can go in a den. You can put your books in it. There's a drawer to keep your other personals in. $25 is all you need to enter the raffle. Pick a number from 1 to 20, and you're doing something great. You're helping students complete college.
Man, if I was you, I would try for the Abraham Lincoln table. That the little dusty one with the varnish on it.
Really, I really want that one. I'm gonna buy it tonight, Gina.
Abe Lincoln.
He don't know anything.
Yes, I do. I'm trying to tell a history right now. Abe Lincoln when he got shot, he fell on that table, and
stop it.
It still got his head print.
Negro, stop it.
Oh my gosh.
He felt like this. He was like, listen, he was at the opera. They had all kinds of and pow.
Wow.
That's what happened.
Chandra, we really enjoyed you. You are such a ray of sunshine.
Thank you. I really enjoyed this. Thank you guys again for inviting me, for having me, and for making this so much fun. This was really fun.
We appreciate you, man. And again, the invitation is always extended to you. Come back through. We don't tell everybody that. Some people we just say, okay, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, but tomorrow never comes for them. But
knocking on the screen cover.
Oh gosh.
So
let me in, Greg.
Through.
Stop.
Hang out with us. You know, if you see a show, Chandra, that you're particularly interested in, pop on. We'll pop you on here, so you can become a guest panelist one day. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Hang out with us, all right? This
Sounds
is Dr. Chandra McPherson. She is doing her thing out there. I don't even need to give you the accolades anymore, but right now we're getting ready to blow these candles out, all right? On the celebration for her, we celebrate you, we love you, and we appreciate everything that you do for everyone.
Thank you very much.
Mwah.
This is Dope Living TV Live, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's Bobby and Renee again, all right?
Bobby and Renee.
It's gonna be funny. I got some funny stuff for tomorrow. All right. So we'll see you again.
They ain't slapping each other.
Chandra, and this is Dope Living TV Live. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.